It was a beautiful day in Westminster, yet also one burdened by the weight of history. Amid the symbols of Britain's great power past, a bid to stop the return of a world carved up by strongmen and dictators. The setting, Lancaster House, where Britain, America and the Soviet Union agreed on the future of Europe at the end of the Second World War.
We gather here today because this is a once-in-a-generation moment for the security of Europe, and we all need to stay up.
Italy's leader, Giorgia Meloni, came to Downing Street first. Her country is not regarded as whiter than white on defence spending, though she is trying to increase it. She's also the only European leader who attended Donald Trump's inauguration.
Well, George, you're very welcome.
A key ally in Keir Starmer's drive to get America militarily involved in any ceasefire in Ukraine. And today she didn't mince her words.
I think it is very, very important that we avoid the risk that the West divides. And I think on this, UK and Italy can play an important role in bridge building, let's say.
Yeah.
So you know that I've been also proposing a meeting between US and European leaders for if we divide ourselves, that will make us all weaker.
Yeah.
In fact, there's no shortage of bridge builders, with Emmanuel Macron on the job as well.
Can Europe defend itself without America, Mr. President?
Gone are the days when a British leader would have envied a French president for getting to Washington first. Now it's the more the merrier. Anybody who can persuade Mr. Trump not to walk away.
European countries have to do more and provide a security guarantee, and that's what I'm discussing with President Macron and others. It's what I'll be discussing today. But I've always been clear that that is going to need a US backstop, because I don't think it would be a guarantee without it. I don't think it would be a deterrence without it. So the two have to go together.
But during Friday's Oval Office bust-up, it looked and sounded as if Ukraine's leader was being bullied into a ceasefire on America's and Russia's terms.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
Cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of
world.
millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
This morning, Mr. Trump was heading off to his golf course in Florida, the Nobel Peace Prize he seeks seemingly further out of reach. While Volodymyr Zelensky was being comforted in London by a fellow Trump target, Justin Trudeau of Canada. The US president wants access to the mineral wealth of both countries, and American officials are still urging Zelensky to sign up to a minerals deal.
Well, I haven't had any contact with him since Friday. We have plenty of contacts with him, though. He wanted to come over on Friday to sign this commercial deal. It didn't happen. And the sooner everyone grows up around here and figures out that this is a bad war that's heading in a bad direction with death and destruction and all kinds of dangers surrounding it that could spiral into a broader conflict, the sooner people grow up and realize that, I think the more progress we're going to be able to make.
And for those who don't believe in reincarnation, witness Peter Mandelson, now our man in Washington, backing Donald Trump's point of view.
George, it is the only show in town. It's the only negotiation available, and it's got to be made to work. And that's what we in Britain are very committed to help bring about. I do think it would be a good idea if he signed the economic and commercial deal put forward by the United States. And the reason I say that is, quite apart from the economic gain that Ukraine will derive from that, it will also give the United States a stake in Ukraine's future.
Last night, Russian drones hit a house in southwestern Ukraine, a reminder of what is at stake here 3 years after Russia's invasion. And the Russians are far more keen to strike a deal with Mr. Trump to end it than to involve the Europeans at all.
Now they are talking about peacekeepers. They say,
We are training thousands of people that they will be provided with air cover. This is arrogance, because nobody is asking us. But Trump, he understands everything.
Obama's just started speaking at the Ukraine summit. Let's go straight to it.
From a position of strength, and we are doubling down in our support. Yesterday evening, the UK signed a £2.2 billion loan to provide more military aid to Ukraine, backed not by the British taxpayer, but by the profits from frozen Russian assets. And today I'm announcing a new deal which allows Ukraine to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance to buy more than 5,000 air defence missiles, which will be made in Belfast, creating jobs in our brilliant defence sector. This will be vital for protecting critical infrastructure now and strengthening Ukraine in securing the peace when it comes. Because we have to learn from the mistakes of the past. We cannot accept a weak deal like Minsk, which Russia can breach with ease. Instead, any deal must be backed by strength. Every nation must contribute to that in the best way that it can, bringing different capabilities and support to the table, but all taking responsibility to act, all stepping up their own share of the burden. So we agreed some important steps today. First, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. Not every nation will feel able to contribute, but that can't mean that we sit back. Instead, those willing will intensify planning now with real urgency. The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing. We're working with the US on this point after my meeting with President Trump last week. And let me be clear, we agree with the President on the urgent need for a durable peace. Now we need to deliver together. Finally, we agreed that leaders will meet again very soon to keep the pace behind these actions and to keep working towards this shared plan. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace. Thank you.